predictions video. We are going to go straight through the predictions, and then what we'll do is we will interact with the chat, because we are actually live streaming these predictions. But don't worry, we're going to go through everything at the beginning. So first 10-15 minutes, we'll go through the predictions, and then, as we said, we will interact with the chat. So WrestleMania 36, obviously very different to what was planned. We thought that it was going to take place in a stadium in Tampa in front of a lot of people. Instead, it's actually going to come from a few different locations in front of no one. So, yeah, this is going to be one of the weirdest WrestleManias that we ever see. As well as that, it's actually not going to be one day. It's going to be across 2 days. It's the first 2-day WrestleMania as well. So much to talk about, so much to go through. You can see all the announced matches on screen. We're going to go through every single one. I'm going to give you my thoughts on them. I'm going to tell you who I think is going to win and why I think they're going to win. So let's get straight to it, shall we? So the first match, probably the main event for all of us, Elias versus King Corbin. So really looking forward to getting this out of the way. I'm really looking forward to not watching this match. I've got no interest in this, although it did have a decent build when King Corbin pushed Elias off the platform. There was this platform, he pushed Elias off. The way that it was filmed, it looked like Elias had fallen about 15 feet down onto a concrete floor. We don't know what kind of an impact that's going to have. We also don't really care. I'm going with King Corbin. I think that of the two, King Corbin has been working kind of more high-profile feuds. I kind of feel like King Corbin's maybe a little further along than what Elias is. I don't even know why this match is happening, to be honest. It could be Elias, but I don't see the benefit really in Elias winning. I can't imagine they've got like a big program set up for him, so I'm going to lean towards King Corbin, but not the easiest one to call, mainly because I don't care. Next up, we've got Aleister Black taking on Bobby Lashley, and kind of crazy if you think about where Bobby Lashley was at the start of the year. Obviously, we had that whole wedding kind of storyline. It was Bobby Lashley, it was Lana, Liv Morgan joining in as well, and Rusev. And if you kind of look where we were to where we are now, it's kind of crazy like how much can change in just a few months. This again isn't a match that's really generating a great deal of interest. I am an Aleister Black fan. I would like Aleister Black to pick up the victory here. I think this would be a good win for Aleister Black if this was a competitive match. Doesn't need to be long, but I just think that Aleister getting a victory over someone like Bobby Lashley that's got a lot of experience, a lot of power, I think that could actually serve Aleister Black well for the future. So Aleister Black to win, but again, another match that's not that exciting. Next up, we've got the Intercontinental Championship, Sami Zayn versus Daniel Bryan. This could be match of the night. Like, these two, absolutely fantastic. So yeah, I think that Daniel Bryan is going to win here. The reason why I say that is because Daniel Bryan has been working with Drew Gulak. They've been training together. They've been going through lots of different training techniques, and I can't see why he would now lose. They've kind of been, Drew Gulak has said, I can see the weaknesses in your game. I can see where you're going wrong. So, yeah, I think that they're going to have worked and trained and built up to WrestleMania, and then Daniel Bryan's going to get the win. Now, I know that Sami Zayn has only just got that Intercontinental Championship, but I do think that it's going to be a case that it was only put on him so that he could lose it to someone like Daniel Bryan. I think they gave it to Sami, kind of like how they gave it to Zack Ryder a few years ago at WrestleMania 32. he was very much a transitional champion. It was a nice moment for Zack Ryder to get that title. It was a nice moment for Sami Zayn to win that title. But I don't think it's meant to last, to be honest. So because of the training, because of the fact that Daniel's kind of forming a bit of a stable, we've heard that Chad Gable has been approached as well on Twitter. So it seems like this could grow. It could be Drew Gulak, Daniel Bryan, and Chad Gable moving forward. So we'll have to see how it plays out. But I'm going to go with Daniel Bryan. Next up, we've got Otis versus Dolph Ziggler. And for me, the big talking point here is the glitch. The glitch always seems to be around when Dolph Ziggler is around. So I feel like there's a possibility that we're going to have Ali. Because I feel like the glitch is Ali. The reason why I say that is because of the circle that we see on screen whenever the glitch appears. So I feel like Ali could make an appearance here. Ali could cost Dolph Ziggler this match. I think we all want Otis to win. I think Otis has been hurt enough. I don't think losing here is in anyone's interest. So I'm going to go with Otis winning, but keep an eye out for Ali, who we believe is behind that glitch. Next up, we got Street Profits taking on Garza and Austin Theory. This was meant to be Garza and Andrade. Now, I think that Street Profits are going to retain. The reason why I think the Street Profits are going to retain is because I think the titles probably were meant to change hands. I think we were meant to get Garza and Andrade as the new tag team champs. But I actually think that they're going to change those plans now, and it's going to be the Street Profits retaining. I don't think Austin Theory is going to be brought up and be made a tag team champion straight away. So that's why I can see Street Profits retaining. If they do want to put the titles on Garza and Andrade, they can do it once we've got past everything that's going on in the world. But, I think they're going to keep the titles on Street Profits for now. And in fairness, they haven't even been champions that long. So it kind of makes sense to just keep the titles on them for a little bit longer. I don't see them as transitional champions like what I think Sami Zayn might be. So, again, that's why I think they will retain. Right, we're getting through these, which is good to see. Next up, we've got Miz, Morrison, New Day, Usos, ladder match, triple threat ladder match. This is a hard one to call because I've heard the Miz is out of this, and I don't know what match we're getting. I'm trying to avoid spoilers. There's rumours that it might be a completely different match than the one that's being advertised, but I'm going to stick with what's being advertised. So I don't know if Morrison gets a new partner. I don't know if it is going to be a completely different match. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on what's in front of us. And I'm going to say the Usos. And there's a good reason for this. I think Miz and Morrison are going to go their separate ways. In fact, it could lead to a bit of a rift between them. I also think that the New Day are unlikely to win the tag titles because Xavier Woods is not around. And it got me thinking, what if one of the WrestleMania surprises, one of the moments, one of the talking points is the Big E turn? Could Big E turn on Kofi Kingston at WrestleMania completely out of nowhere? That's just in the back of my mind as well. So for all of those reasons, I'm leaning towards the Usos. Next up, we've got Kabuki Warriors taking on Bliss and Cross. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. I'm a big fan of the Kabuki Warriors. I'm a big fan of Asuka. So I would be leaning towards Asuka and Kairi Sane retaining. But I actually think they've built up Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross quite a bit in recent weeks. So I could see them becoming tag team champions. So I think they're going to want to kind of free Asuka up maybe. I think Asuka's been doing some awesome work in recent weeks. She's been on SmackDown, she's been on Raw. Really, she's been and I said this the other day, the MVP of this kind of current little phase that WWE has gone through with no fans, because she's been having matches, she's been on commentary, she's been doing little dances on the entrance stage, there's been memes all over social media. Like, Asuka really has stepped up, and it's been brilliant to see. So I think they've built up Alexa, I think they've built up Nikki Cross. I can see that being a feel-good moment, if you will, but hopefully big things on the horizon for Asuka. She absolutely deserves it. Next up, we've got Seth Rollins, Kevin Owens. I think this is hard to call because Seth Rollins has obviously got this new faction, the Monday Night Messiah. He's teaming with Authors of Pain and with Buddy Murphy. You would think that they would want to give him a win. Seth Rollins, you know, one of the biggest stars that they've got. But saying that, Kevin Owens has been kind of coming up short again and again and again. Could he finally now get a win at WrestleMania? So, hard to know what the long-term plans are. Hard to know if those plans have changed. So, I think Kevin Owens is going to lose. I think they're going to give the win to Seth. I think they're going to keep building up the whole Monday Night Messiah group. There's rumours that Authors of Pain are actually out for a little while. Does that create an opening? We know that there's a superstar shakeup or a draft or something that's round the corner. So it could be that new members are brought in. So yeah, I don't like to see the stables losing that often. I think what they've done with the OC has been very disappointing. Because I feel like the OC is a great group, the only club, the original club. It's basically WWE's Bullet Club, but they just keep losing. They just keep losing. So I hope they learn from that. And I hope that they don't repeat that with the whole Monday Night Messiah thing. Whether you like it or not, Seth is one of the biggest guys, one of the biggest faces in WWE. I'd like them to protect that. So I'm going to go with Seth Rollins. But as I said, very difficult one to call. Next up, we've got Edge versus Randy Orton. This is the last man standing match, and it's got to be Edge. I mean, I feel like this is the easiest one to call out of all of the matches that we're going to look at, all of the matches that we're going to talk about. I feel like this is the easiest one to predict. There's no way Edge comes back and then loses at WrestleMania, so I'm siding with Edge on this one. Next up, we've got Undertaker versus AJ Styles. I've gone with Undertaker. We've just spoken about how the OC repeatedly keep losing. I can't see that changing. I also think that AJ needs a bit of a refresh, but on top of that, Undertaker was talking about some kind of unholy trinity. He was talking about something that's going to counter Gallows and Anderson. And I'm very excited about this because I think this is going to be a WrestleMania moment. I think he is going to bring Kane and Sting. There's been a lot of rumors about Undertaker and Sting. In the build towards WrestleMania, it was heavily rumored we were going to get Undertaker versus Sting. I actually think what's going to happen is that Undertaker is going to take on AJ. I think he will beat AJ. This is a Boneyard match, which AJ told us is basically a graveyard match, a cemetery match. There's going to be a grave. Someone's going in that grave. I think this is Undertaker's match. You know, this is the kind of thing that he loves. So I can see Undertaker getting the better of AJ. And I think that there's going to be a couple of people that are going to help Undertaker deal with Gallows and Anderson. He's already spoken about some kind of unholy trinity. It could be anyone, but I think you've got to look at Kane. You know, it makes sense. Nice little surprise. Everyone loves Kane. And Sting. Those rumours have been there, and they've been very strong that we were getting Undertaker and Sting. I feel like he's going to be a part of this somehow, so I'm leaning in that direction. Next up, probably the match we're most excited for, or certainly what I'm most excited for, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, taking on John Cena. Now, we don't know if it is The Fiend or if it's Funhouse Bray, but I would be leaning towards it being both. So call it the Fiend, call it Bray. I think you're actually going to see a few different characters. There's been some teases of this new character, this darker side of Huskus. You might have seen the video we did about an hour ago. Another image dropped that seemed to show Paige. Now, I don't know if this is Paige. I genuinely don't know. I've tried to compare pictures and I can't tell. I think there might be some differences with the nose, but they're so slight. It could just be the angle, or I don't know. So there's clearly things going on. There's this whole cult of Wyndham as well. So I'm expecting a new persona. I'm expecting Bray to have a new persona, a new mask that's going to be like a warthog or something like this. That's what I'm expecting. If there's going to be other members that join him, like, say, Bo Dallas, who is his real-life brother, or Paige, who has seemingly been teased, I don't know. I mean, when it comes to the actual match, I hope that there's a lot of callbacks. Again, we're seeing this, like, wooden cabin being teased on Twitter and social media, so could it be that it's going to take place there? There's a lot. I mean, we could sit and explore that match for a long, long time. It is a Firefly Funhouse match. I suppose the other talking point is, will Cena change after? Will John Cena change? People seem to change once they lose to the Fiend. We saw Seth obviously change. Seth became the Monday Night Messiah. We saw Finn Balor change, go to like a darker character. So could it be that John Cena changes after he loses to the Fiend? And because John Cena beat Bray Wyatt at WrestleMania 30, I really feel like this is going to be a Bray Wyatt victory. Next up, we've got Bayley versus Lacey versus Sasha versus Tamina and Naomi. Of course, Dana Brooke was meant to be in this, but she is out. She is self-isolating. So I think that this is going to be a win for Sasha. Now, the reason why I say that is because the original plan was this was going to be Bayley versus Sasha. I don't know if it's because the women's WrestleMania Battle Royal got cancelled that they had to find a way of getting more women onto this show. That's why this match might have become a six-pack challenge, because there is no Battle Royal. So I think the plan all along was for Sasha to beat Bayley. I think that we're building, or we should have been, at a match between these two. I can see this being a feud. I can see Bayley and Sasha feuding throughout the rest of 2020. Bayley is not going to be pleased that Sasha has taken that title away from her. And I think that's the direction that we're heading in. So it's really hard to predict the future because of the fact that we don't know what they're going to be recording, when they're going to be recording, who's where. You know, there's so many different factors that can change things. If someone is stuck in Canada, like the rumors were Brock Lesnar was, that could change storylines. So I think we've seen a few things get changed. In fact, I know we've seen a few matches get changed. One of them coming up, Goldberg versus Roman in particular, all because of what's going on in the world at the moment. So hard to predict, but I'm going to lean towards Sasha on that one. Next up, Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair for the NXT Women's Championship. I'm going with Charlotte. Now, I'm not confident on this, but I really feel that Charlotte could get the victory here because she's obviously got more experience than Rhea Ripley. She's obviously got the Flair name. You know that she's always pushed and she's always got a fighting chance in whatever match that she's in. But I just think NXT needs star power, and Charlotte going to NXT just for a couple of months, she can drop the title to Bianca Belair. So it wouldn't surprise me if Belair costs Charlotte this title, or anything could happen. But I think it makes more sense to put the title onto Charlotte, have this feud continue, include Bianca Belair, and you're going to boost Wednesday's ratings if you have Charlotte on the show on a regular basis. NXT needs more names, needs more star power. They're going up against the likes of Jake the Snake, Matt Hardy, Jericho. Plus then you've got the Young Bucks, you've got Cody Rhodes, you've got Kenny Omega. If you have a look at like NXT, they've got Finn Balor, but he doesn't get used all that often. Outside of that, you've got the likes of Johnny Gargano, Tommaso Ciampa, brilliant wrestlers, but brilliant wrestlers that maybe haven't quite made their name yet. You kind of need some star power. So I could see Charlotte getting the victory for that reason, and this being a feud that rumbles on for the next few months. Next, we are getting towards the end. Next up, we got Goldberg versus, not the question mark from NWA. It's meant to be Roman Reigns, but I don't think this is a spoiler. Roman does not compete in this match. I'm actually not going to say who does. We've already spoken about it, but because it hasn't been announced, I don't want to say who the replacement is. But I think the replacement wins. It's very easy for you to find out who the replacement is. 99.9% of you watching this will know who the replacement is. So yeah, I'm not too worried about not saying. I think the replacement's going to win the title. I actually think now WWE are doing this on purpose. They're not telling us that Roman is out on purpose because this is going to be a WrestleMania moment. This is going to be a surprise. I wonder if they're going to make out that Roman is attacked backstage during WrestleMania, and then all of a sudden it's like, who can we find? It's going to be an open challenge. Goldberg in the ring issues an open challenge, and out steps. And so everyone's thinking, a lot of the casual fans that maybe haven't heard the news, they're thinking, I wonder who's going to leave WrestleMania as champion. Is it going to be Goldberg or is it going to be Roman? Imagine their surprise when it's neither and it's a completely different person. So I think they're doing this to, you can call it false advertising and stuff like that, but WWE have got a history of like just tweaking and changing things, attendance numbers and things like that. They've always kind of flirted with the truth. So I think that's what's happening here. I think they're advertising Roman versus Goldberg. They had every intention of giving you Goldberg versus Roman, but doesn't go that way. And I think the replacement becomes the new Universal Champ. 2 more to go. Becky Lynch versus Shayna Baszler. I'm saying Shayna wins. Shayna Baszler wins. I can see Ronda Rousey getting involved. I'm not saying that she's going to cost Becky the match, but Ronda could certainly come out after and congratulate her friend Shayna Baszler. They are the best of friends, so I could see that happening. I don't see the benefit in Becky getting another win here. She's already been champ for a long time. In fact, I think she's been champ for a year. She won the title last year. She hasn't dropped it since, as far as my memory serves me. So she's already held it for like a year. I think dropping it to Shayna at this point would be absolutely fine. And again, does that then build towards 4 horsewomen? 4 horsewomen? We might have to just sort out the Bayley Sasha issue first if it does go that way. But I could see 4 horsewomen at Survivor Series this year. I feel like I say that every year. But this year, I'm feeling pretty good about it. The final match, Brock Lesnar versus Drew McIntyre. Super easy, this one. Drew McIntyre wins. I could be tempted to change my mind on that because there's no crowd. But I don't think it's going to make a difference. I think they're going to want to put the title and give everyone a feel-good moment, kind of close WrestleMania on a high. I'm a Brock Lesnar fan. I would rather he retain, but I know the majority of people are behind Drew McIntyre, so I think it goes that way. And that is it. 25 minutes it took me to go through those predictions, so let me know your thoughts in the comments, in the chat. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there anything big that you think I might have missed out on? Obviously, we know Gronkowski is around. If he can end up in a grave during the Boneyard match, I will be very pleased. This will go down as the greatest WrestleMania ever if that happens. But unfortunately, I don't think it will. So thanks a lot for watching and joining us. And I will see you next time. Right, chat, I'm going to actually end the video there.